He'll race away. He loves it here. Palentino by 3.5 lengths to Tozen Stardom. He's too good. Palentino by 3/4 to Blackheart Butt.
Sunstart has established a strong position in the Victorian breeding industry, and in 2020 the Sun team is thrilled to be offering the first yearlings by their exciting dual Group 1 winning stallion, Palentino. Phil, there's always so much excitement about a first season sire. Palentino we know is a dual Group 1 winner. He's just a gorgeous horse by Teofilo. Had that great racetrack record, and he's throwing some marvellous individuals.
That's right, Caroline. I don't think we've been this excited about a first season sire, in our longevity. He has been wonderful for us, as you say, dual Group 1 winner. When he won the Guineas, he defeated no less than 8 Group 1 winners, which is a rare feat in itself and a massive achievement. He was a hugely impressive winner of the Blamey, a Group 2 race, when he pulled 4.5 lengths clear of Tozen Stardom, who himself was a very, very smart performer. And you're right, the types he's thrown, right from day one, his foals are exceptional, and they've just carried on progressing, and we couldn't be more excited to be showcasing the first lot at Melbourne Premier.
What do you see in them? I mean, he also, of course, won the Makybe Diva Stakes, the Group 1, the weight for age race, which is always chock full of superstars over the mile at Flemington. What do you see in some of these offspring?
I see quite a lot of similarities with his offspring, with Palentino. Look, they're strong, they're good bones, they're great bodied horses, they're sensible. Most of them are very, very good walkers. They look like athletes. I've always thought it takes an exceptional horse to be an elite miler. You've got to be able to sprint and you've got to be able to stay. There's not many horses that can do that, especially at a place like Flemington. As you say, dual Group 1 winner at Flemington over a mile, long straight. That takes some doing. A horse like Zabeel, he was another horse that won the Makybe Diva and the Guineas. And look, if he can be half as good as Zabeel, we'll be laughing.
And Palentino's sideline, I mean, Teofilo, we know, of course, by Galileo from a Danehill mare, but the Teofilos, your Happy Clappers and Kermit-X, and they're tough horses too. So these are horses you'd expect not only to have that early speed, but to stick on for years as racehorses.
Definitely, look, Teofilo's been a wonderful horse in both hemispheres. He's one of the few horses that's worked in both hemispheres, which is a great achievement. Like you say, Kermit-X got some young horses around. They sold terrifically well as yearlings. And with Palentino, I think we're going to see similar styles of horses, very, very attractive, good-bodied horses, and elite milers, I think. We've seen Palentino, we've seen first-season sires such as Tavaci and Vadamos. They sold extremely well in New Zealand. Arguably, Palentino was a superior horse to Tavaci. They're similar styles of horses, but I mean, it was fantastic to see the buyers really flocking for the Tavacis, and I think the same will be said for Palentinos over the next few months.
And he's had enormous support too. I mean, it's been quite incredible over his few years at stud, the backing he's had from mare owners.
Yeah, that's right, over 400 mares in 3 seasons at studs, and a lot of that has been continued support off the back of really, really outstanding foals. So people that bred to him year 1, they've come back year 2, and they came back again year 3. And it's wonderful to see that, because it means everyone's happy with what they're receiving. And what you've seen today is really, really indicative of what he's throwing. They're lovely, strong types. They've got plenty of quality. I fail to see how they're not going to sell well.
Well, we start for Inglis Premier 2020 with lot 154 by Palentino from Exceedingly Royal. The colt, you've got 2 in a row here, 153 and 154, but this fellow, the Exceedingly Royal, is from an Exceed Excel mare, funnily enough, who's a half-sister to a stakes-winning New Zealand 2-year-old Royal Bay. It's a really good, strong stakes-winning family, loads of multiple winners. So again, a tough, sound-seeming family. He's just a lovely, strong colt, isn't he, with that really good bone, as you said before. Lovely, solid body, quite a forward type too, with a lot of presence, and the deep chestnut coat, but he's got plenty of substance as well, which is really attractive.
Yeah, look, I love the Exceedingly Royal colt. He is exactly as he should be. There's plenty of Palentino about him, but there's elements of Exceeding Excel in there too. He's got that sprinterish walk. He's got that demeanour. He looks like he might get up and go a little bit early, which is what the pedigree suggests. People will see there's a lot of 2-year-old winners in that family, a lot of early speed. And if there are Palentinos to get up and go early, which there certainly could be given the shape and size he's throwing, I think the Exceedingly Royal colt is one of those. He's got the perfect elements of both the male and the female side, and he's a lovely colt. As you say, he's got great presence, he's got great depth of girth. He looks like that proper sprinting type, which I'm glad to see that a horse like Palentino, who was an elite miler, he's still able to get those sprinting types, which is exactly what the Australian market looks for.
The next one is lot 480, Palentino Tantalized colt. So this is from an octagonal mare who's assisted to the group place Provokes. The second dam, Excited Angel, was a real star filly of her generation, winning the Blood Horse Breeders and the Queen of the Turf in Sydney. He's a scopier fellow, as you would expect with that pedigree, but really sensible. He's just got that lovely swinging walk and a lot of power. Again, that beautiful coat and handsome head, and again, a real presence about him.
You're right, he has got a little bit more scope and a little bit more stretch, but he's a very forward horse. He's always been extremely forward right from day one. Very sensible horse, very, very mature in both body and mind. I really like that. And don't forget, I mean, Tantalized is the dam of a Sire's Produce place getter. So she, even though being by octagonal, she's got the ability to throw a 2-year-old, and he is a big, as I say, a bit bigger, a little bit scopier, but it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him get up and go at 2, because he's just so forward and so mature. As we see today in the footage, he's got that great swagger on him, nothing bothers him. And it's just a great mindset to have in a horse. But we're seeing a lot of that with the Palentinos. They've got great heads on them, and as we know, they need that to be racehorses.
I guess it is. It's not just that they look good, but often a good-looking head. You know, there's a lot of brain in there, isn't there? You know, the broader forehead, etc.
Oh, definitely. They've got to have an element of intelligence about them. They've got to have the right mind. We see horses, they can have all the ability in the world, but if they don't have their mindset in the right place, they might fall to pieces. But what we've seen through the prep with these Palentinos, they cope with the work very, very well. They cope with change very, very easily. And I think that's a great attribute to have for their ongoing careers.
Lot 153, Palentino Evasive colt. Well, the dam was a winner and has had 2 to race for 2 winners herself. She's a half-sister to a Rosehill Guineas winner's Abrasive. The second dam, Denasia, won the Angst and also was placed in a New Zealand Oaks. But also the family of the popular Scratchy Bottom and the Flight Stakes winner Cheeky Choice. Again, another bright chestnut with plenty of white. But again, we go back to a slightly more short-coupled compact horse with a good action. And again, sensible. As you mentioned, we've had a stormy morning today, but this fellow as well, he was just very cool.
Yeah, none of them seemed to bother about it, did they? I mean, we've had thunder and lightning all morning and they all just got on with their jobs, and that's what we want to see. And I think the buyers will really take note of that at the sales when there's a lot going on, that nothing will seem to worry them. But the Evasive colt, he's always been an absolute cracker. He's always been that short coupled, hugely powerful through the shoulder and hind quarter. He's got great gaskin on him, he's got a great forearm. He's just a ripping colt, he really, really is. He's got such a good stride on him. I haven't seen a horse with such a stride on him in quite a long time, and that bodes well for his future. But he's got loads of quality, good bone, he's correct. There's very little to fault in him at all. And I mean, he's probably my pick of the bunch of the Palentinos, but they're all such great horses. But I mean, it's like having a favourite child, I suppose.
You can't do that.
But look, he's always been very, very push button from day one. Even as a foal, he was always very easy to do anything with. He's just so straightforward, and I mean, I can't wait to get him down to the complex and show him off and see him at the races, hopefully sooner rather than later.
And I guess, as you said, the first season sires have sold well at the sales we've already had this season. But how do you see, obviously it is the showcase of the very best of Victorian breeding, very strong interstate contingent of vendors as well, particularly from New South Wales. How do you see this sale going with the current market and taking the first season sale?
Look, if the Gold Coast is anything to go by, I think we're in for a very, very good sale. The economy in this industry anyway just seems to keep trucking along. It doesn't ever seem to be any stumbling blocks. This year, I think, judging by what we've got in the sale, I think the quality of horses at Melbourne Premier is going to be up. They've reduced the sale to 3 days, which I think is a wonderful idea. And I think Inglis overall are going to do a very, very good job of getting the buying bench. I know for one they're very excited about selling these Palentinos. Inglis have been wonderfully supportive with Palentino right from day one. They've got a lot of their clients to breed to him. They've been very, very supportive. There's 25 in the sale, which is a very, very good number to have, and it just goes to show that the amount of types that he's throwing to get into the Premier sale, it's unbelievable. So overall, very, very excited, and I think we're in for a wonderful sale.